Hey everyone, Wes here at Family Gamer TV, and today we're going to look at shortcuts in Mario Kart 8, and specifically in the new tracks. We'll take a look at the retro tracks at some point in the future as well. So these are the cut-throughs that you can find throughout the circuits, the shortcuts we've found while we've been playing of late, so we thought we'd share what we found with you today. And we're going to start out with Mario Kart Stadium in the Mushroom Cup. So you're going to see some footage here of the circuit up front. You get this obviously with all the tracks, a quick little showpiece of all the elements of the track. And then we get down to business. Each one of these little shortcut pieces is probably going to be one lap, maybe two at the most, just to show you everything that's going on in each of these tracks. And we'll rattle through them as quick as we can. Here I'm playing as Mario in the standard kart as we whiz through around the track. First thing to note is these boosts on the bend here. If you time your power slide right, you can hit all three of those, although I'm not sure it's always the best method. Now, here's a nice little ramp off the beaten track, and you have to go over rough ground to get to it. It's the kind of cut through that you would normally use in a time trial rather than in a Grand Prix, say, because you really do need to have a mushroom to make the most of it and to avoid being slowed down by that rough ground. There's also the opportunity to cut through here on the left with the pipes. Again, you want a mushroom for that. So these are really cut throughs that you would use maybe in a time trial, where you get given those 3 mushrooms at the start and you can spread them out throughout the track. So that's Mario Stadium. We're going to move now on to a Waterpark, which is a fun little circuit. This one features some underwater elements, some submarines. You have these like dancing cupcakes and some fish in there as well, which probably have a Mario term for them or a Mario name for them, which I have no idea what that is. Please leave it in the comments. So here we go. This time we've got Yoshi in a more 4x4 type kart, or quad bike rather, and we're again just taking you through the track, showing you off some of the elements. So here you can see one of the Antigrav sections, and there's 2 pathways here. I tend to go for the high one to get a bit more elevation before I plunge down into the water, and then you can boost by hitting these Antigrav sections that hang off the bottom of the submarine. So again, if you see as it comes past here, if you nudge those little sections, you get that extra bit of boost. Now again, another section where you might want to use on the time trial, again you're slowed down because you're going in off-road mode, but if you had a mushroom you could take full advantage of that gap there and save yourself a bit of time. Now as you come down the course here, flying through, you'll note some coins there on the top of that booth. If you get the right elevation, you can kind of bounce and land on the top of that roof and get a boost from jumping off it. So that's Waterpark. Moving on to our next track, we're going to look at Sweet Sweet Canyon. Now, Sweet Sweet Canyon resembles a lot like, or looks a lot like rather, the Wreck-It Ralph racecourse that you might remember from the film. And so it's all donuts and wafers and sweets and candies and gingerbread men. So here we come. This time we're using Baby Mario in a kind of jet car. One of my favourite cars, and it's pretty nippy. Even the little wheels actually quite help a lot in your speed and acceleration there. So we come around the first bend, nothing to note yet, going through a tunnel, and then we've got our first flying section, which you don't really get much control of with this one. It's one of those kind of shoot you through, almost rocket style, a bit like the barrels in Donkey Kong. And we come around and the path splits here into 2. You can go on the blue path to the left or the red on the right. I prefer the red, well, I say red, more like pink really. I prefer this pink path because when you get towards the end of it, it lines you up nicely to go past a few of the piranha plants. So here we get a little boost off the ramp there, and you're nicely lined up to skirt through these piranha plants even, and if you had some mushrooms there, you could probably go off-road to save yourself a bit of time as well. But no obvious major shortcuts in that track. Now next up, this one does feature a load of shortcuts, and this is Thwomp Ruins. So featuring the Thwomps, we have to avoid those, as you can see. We get a nice little look at the track up top, some anti-grav kind of wall climbing sections, but there are a few notable shortcuts here, some which are probably more suitable for a time trial, but some which aren't and can be a little bit tricky. So we're this time racing as Bowser in the submarine style kart, which is called Steel Driver, based on, I guess, the games of the same, well, similar name, Steel Diver that is. And here we go, up anti-grav onto the wall, and racing around, hitting the boosts, and then jumping at the end to get that extra boost. And here you can go 3 ways. You can go left, right, or down the middle, but the middle section only seems to open after the first lap. So we'll do 2 laps here to show you that. Again, another anti-grav section. Slide around the corner, hitting some of the boxes, picking up our objects. And now we're going to hit this shortcut. So you've got to jump across the gap onto this little stone bridge and then into a flying section. Well, you would have been into a flying section had it not been for that red shell. And again, we get a boost there if we jumped on that end little ramp. Now, here we come to the ramp for the time trial. Unfortunately, I've been blooped, but there it is right in front of me. And if you had a nice little mushroom, you'd be able to get a few seconds shaved off your time there by cutting across. So we're going to show you the open section in the center of the track as we're coming up to it now. So we boost, 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 jump off, and you can see this big rock. If you skirt around that, well, better than I did anyway, you can hit another flying section, which again sails you through the center of the track and shaves valuable seconds off your time. So we'll wrap this up, just get to the end of the track and see if we can hop on that shortcut again here with the bridge. Oh, and I've been thwomped. Never mind, I still reckon I can hit that bridge. Am I going to hit it? Yes, there we go, and a little jump. And the flying section here, if you do this right, you can land and jump and get another boost there like I did, but hopefully don't land on the grass, because that just wastes your boost entirely. And again, we'll show you this shortcut, again, perfect for time trials or in the race if you have a mushroom. So that was Thwomp Ruins, and that's the entirety of the Mushroom Cup. We're going to move now onto the Flower Cup.